Hello and welcome to StyleRX Behind the Curtain. It is January and we are a week delayed. So next month, keep in mind, our StyleRX Behind the Curtain is the first 2 Wednesdays of the month. Tonight, we are so excited to take a deep dive into all things cabbie business. Rebecca, do you want to open this up a little bit and tell us what you're excited about? I love talking about commission and making money. So I think it's kind of the one thing that is understated in this business, and we don't talk about it a lot. And so that's why I love this conversation. I'm not technically a numbers person, but I do have a lot of that in the cabbie world. We call it red, which is a big goal. I love to talk about goals and really why this business can work for everybody at their own pace. So I think the best way to do that is for us to talk about the things that we love about that.
Yeah, well, I love that you just right away said that you love to talk about how we make money, because I think as women, that's something that's hard for us. We just kind of take for granted that we can be entrepreneurs and we can set our own schedule and make our own money and break through the glass ceiling that potentially we're seeing in other careers. And so it's not a bad word to say, I love to make money.
Why is that? Because it's not like we don't care about it. I mean, I think in general, women are so driven. We want to take care of our families. We want to be contributors. We want to do something that gives us a sense of self. And so why wouldn't we talk about it? You know, I think that's the one thing that we need to definitely bring out in the fold, is that this business is one that can give you control in all of those areas. And it can really help you figure out if it's going to work for you, if it's not, if you can work it at a pace that you want, and will it make the kind of money that you want to bring in at that pace. So for me, that's not a possible conversation if there aren't some numbers attached. So anybody that might be listening tonight that is not a numbers person, we're going to break this down, and just know you do have an opportunity to talk to either Rebecca and I on a one-on-one conversation, and we can dive into that, you know, a little bit more. But tonight, we're really going to break this down so it's a little piece of the pie here, here, and here, and the 3 different ways that we make money and how we go about that.
Yeah, and I think I want you to hear both of our hearts tonight and just know we're coming at you in January of 2021. Last year, 4.5 million women left the workforce. And so if you are one of those women that is now going, okay, now what? This is a viable opportunity for you to look at. Is it for you? Maybe, maybe not, but you do yourself a disservice by not checking in and getting all the facts about it, because you can create real income around your family, around your schedule, around the things that are most important to you. And at the same time, just really pour into other women and create connections and relationships. And that's one of the things that I love so much about this business.
Oh gosh, and we're just coming off of Scoop, which is our week that we do training and we dive into each collection. But even more importantly, they give us a lot of business stats that, gosh, it's so great to hear every 6 months, because as we know, our environment has changed. As Rebecca said, there's a lot of women that left the workforce. And so to know that cabbie is in good standing, they've got strong inventory, and women are wanting a really great product, it just means even more. So maybe you're somebody that, you know, has always thought about doing cabbie and never knew why, or maybe didn't dare jump into it. Or maybe you're just somebody that thinks, oh, I don't know, maybe I could. We're coming to you with fresh information, and we want you to know that this is still a viable business.
Yeah.
Although, oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, although we've had a lot of crazy events happen, cabbie has really, I would say, be at the forefront of especially the marketplace that we're in. High-end designers are really having a hard time, but cabbie has always been very smart and had one step in front of the other.
Yeah, and we were on the same wavelength like we are so very often, but I truly appreciate the fact that our CEO came to us and she was very realistic about where the fashion industry is as a whole, while acknowledging what's happening and being able to let us know that, my gosh, the fashion industry is not doing well, but because of our loyal clients and us as stylists continuing to work through some not so great times, we have fared really, really well. And instead of pulling back like the rest of the fashion industry is, we have just continued to push forward. We're bringing you even more new arrival collection pieces this season. And so know that we're not pulling back. We're here for you, whether you're working with us as a client or as a potential stylist, and we will be for years to come. We have invested in so much technology in the past year, and we are so easily able to pivot from those in-person interactions that is really the meat and potatoes of our business to the virtual platforms. And we've got just professional things available to just tap into people's living rooms when they can be sitting there in their jammies and enjoying their favorite beverage, and you're several states away or different time zones and doing the same thing. So it's just an incredible time to be involved in not only this industry, but this company.
Well, and if you're a creative person and you have enough grit, the lemonade to the lemon of COVID and all of the things that happened last year really was we were challenged to break through our own kind of struggles with our business. I am a creature of habit. So to know that this is a business that allows some flexibility and creativity, I'm so grateful for COVID because it really stretched me and pushed me. And that's why Rebecca and I have actually created some of these things, because we can have a broader audience. And Cabby has been an incredible stepping stone to really growing as a person as well. So why don't we dive in, and why don't you take the reins on this one, Rebecca, and we'll get started on talking about how we actually make money.
Yeah, and I'm going to share my screen. This is going to go to my website. This is my stylist Cabby website. And so if you work with a stylist other than myself or Amy, please get their website information. Did that pop it right up, Amy?
Yep, it did.
Perfect. Perfect. So when you initially come to our websites, it's going to look like this. Drum roll.
Right.
Okay, it's gonna look like this. Yay! And I'm gonna say no thanks to stay in the know, even though we all need to stay in the know. But
yes, we do.
See our bright, beautiful spring collection just right front and center. I just cannot even get over the fun stuff that we're bringing to you guys. But if you hover over Become a Stylist and then click that, you're going to have an all new screen that comes up. And we've made it super, super seamless for you. So everything that you really need to know is right here on the website. So we'll walk you through things individually, but know that if you can't remember something exactly and we're not readily available, just come back to our website and you'll find all the answers here. It starts out with a quiz, which is a fun way to kind of start out and see, is this the career choice for me? But as Cabby stylists, we have several ways that we work with our clients. We can do that through a Cabby fashion experience, which is the traditional in-home fashion experience. And
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I know, it's mine too, because there's just nothing like being with your girlfriends and shopping. So we can do that in groups of 2 to however many you want to invite. If you're not able to do something in person and at this moment in time, we now have Cabby Front Row. And this is like you're sitting on the front row of a fashion show. So just envision.
It literally is, because this is exactly the videos that we use for this platform is actually how we we're introduced to the spring collection this season. So it really is footage to our fashion show, a front row into what we see.
Yeah, so if you are pining for some travel, just pretend that you're in London or Paris or Milan or New York, wherever you want to go, or a beach. You could be on a beach if you'd like, and watch the gorgeous fashions coming your way. We also offer our clients personal styling appointments, and these are one-on-one, or maybe you've got another friend that might come with you, but traditionally they're one-on-one, and they can be done in person or virtually, however. And a new program that we started a couple seasons ago is curated by Cabby. And you and your stylist sit down and you decide what pieces you'd like to have delivered at what time. And so you can curate those on your budget. You can curate those on events that you have coming up, but you have all the control in how this looks. It's not something that you get locked into a monthly program. So just know that you hold the reins on that, and something I love. Now, Amy and I were just talking about Cabby Tap before we got on here, and I love this styling app. And if you are not already using it, you need to be, because it's fantastic now, but we've got some incredible improvements that are coming at us in the next several months. So make sure that you're on there, you know how to navigate it, and favorite, because
Well, and we were just talking about the business updates. And as Rebecca said, there's some incredible enhancements that are coming. And it is like blow you away. So this is the thing that I love what Cabby does for us as business women, is they provide the tools for us to truly have a professional front. This does not give you that look of a hobby business. When you walk into someone's home or they come for a personal styling session, you have the tools to run this as a viable professional business, and everything is done cohesively. So from Cabby Tap to Front Row to our websites, everything has the same beautiful simplified look for your clients.
and it's free. As
It's free.
we do not pay anything for our gorgeous website, for access to Cabby Tap, for any of our back office information.
Or for our training for that matter.
Exactly. We pay to get to our scoop training and our stay, but as far as the actual training piece, it's free. I don't know another company out there that does that.
Well, and as long as we're in this COVID world, we don't even have travel right now, because they've even enhanced the back office so that our training has been virtual. And even when we do start traveling, I don't see that option completely going away. So we just never know. I think they have learned a lot through this, just like we have as stylists.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then the sixth way that we can interact with our clients is through online sales. So this is 24/7 shopping available on your website that, again, you do not pay for. So it's incredible what we have at our fingertips. So how do we earn income with Cabby? First of all is personal sales. We earn 25 to 33% commission on everything that we sell. And we can also earn money through leadership bonuses. So if you have the desire to lead a team of women, then we have additional bonuses on top of that. We also make money or recoup money by selling our samples at the end of the season. So I know Amy and I, we have our hostesses that have got first opportunity at those samples on our line. And after that reservation period is done, then we open it up to our VIP clients and then all of our clients. And that is another way to pay for your investment.
Well, and if I can pipe in here really quick, the one thing I love about Cabby community is once something is created, it's shared. So for example, we have a great Google Doc that you have all of your samples on, and we make it really easy. Rebecca and I are both very strategic. So we're not going to start you out in this business not knowing how to recoup that money from your samples. We're going to start you from your very first hostess, reserving and buying those samples. And I want to go back to the commission really quick. If I can just break it down, we do, let's say very simply, we make 25%. When you start the business out, you'll plan on, making 25% commission. And so if you take a $1,500 show and divide that by your 25% commission, that's $375 for your time at the show. And we like to recommend that most stylists do 4 shows a month to begin with. And that would be a total of $1,500 commission right there in 4 shows. So if you take your time, if you're somebody that goes, well, but I could make, $30 an hour doing nails, and it's going to take you all week or quite a long time to make up what you're going to make in 1 show. So that is going to bring us to what Rebecca is going to show you now. But I just like you to have a solid figure. And what Rebecca and I both do is we will sit down with you individually and say, how much money do you need to make? And then when you tell us that figure, we will help you figure out how many shows you need to plan on doing.
I was going to change this, but for some reason it's not letting me.
That one is kind of funny. I played with it before. You have to remove, I think you have to type in a 0 right there. I think you just type it. Maybe it won't take it away. I know you can take off the team factor. So go down and delete the team, do zeros in that. Yeah, just delete them. Yeah, and then I think you can just go, instead of hourly, do maybe monthly. There you go. So you would want to change.
So that makes sense. If you are willing to do 2 shows a week, then what we're saying is you would be making $90 an hour or $3,600 a month in commission. And that's just yourself. And that is looking at 8 to 12 hours a week for 2 shows a week. So that includes all of your time at the show and like prepping and just that would be all encompassing those 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah. And of course, travel time, different things. So there's a few variables, but that's with any business.
Right. Right. So do we want to see about adding 1 team member?
Sure.
1 team member doing the same thing as you are doing, 2 shows a week, 8 to 12 hours a week. Your team commissions for that would be $3,300, but then you'll also see that it boosts your personal sales commissions up from $3,600 to $4,700. You get a leadership bonus on that. And so then you would be looking at $8,000 a month with you and 1 team member doing 2 shows a week.
And 2 shows a week really does, that's about what I feel like I can manage with running my family and still hitting the sales numbers that I want. So it really is very doable. There's times I'll do 3 and 4, but now that we have our virtual options and we have retail sales through our online and our Tabby Tap, those numbers can vary depending on how you work your business and where you pull that in from. There are stylists that do nothing but personal, retail sales through just having personal appointments. And so, those things will vary as well. And that is something that we can talk to you. So we're just talking about the basics. And that's what's so important, because before we had any of this, I was able to run a business about the same size and I did nothing but the basics. I just had in-home shows. And so it's very, very doable to build your business by 1 to 2 shows a month or per week, excuse me.
And so those are the 2 personal sales commissions and leadership bonus commissions. Those are the two of the ways that we can earn money. The 3rd way I briefly mentioned before is by selling our seasonal inventory. And so each season we have a brand new collection of seasonal inventory that Cabby specifically picks the sizes, and they do such a fantastic job of getting us a great mix up of sizes so that we can fit different women. And it costs $2,500 plus shipping and tax. And so mine is typically around $2,800 a season. Now we have 2 seasons per year. So that would be an expense that you have twice a year. With that 2,500, you receive around 10,000, sometimes a little more of seasonal inventory. So huge, what's the word, Amy? Great investment there.
And that's the thing. I mean, Cabby, before they created this business model, they did not want to set you up to fail. And so what they did when they created the way for us to recoup our samples, we sell them off individually, although we get to buy them basically wholesale in bulk. And so once we sell at least 70% of the line, typically we actually earn back about $1,000 more than we paid. So it's really a win-win because you can use that $1,000 to then roll into your next line. And like I said, Rebecca and I could teach you strategies on how to do that successfully. So from the minute you land your feet and start diving into the business, you've already got that working towards that idea.
Yeah, and it's really a win-win for you right now, because as a new stylist who applies now, you have the opportunity to earn what's called momentum money. And so that is up to $2,000 in bonuses that you're able to earn throughout the season based on your sales. And so you can see how quickly that's going to help you recoup that investment back. And then when you sell your samples at the end of the season, you're going to be in the black so fast. I love that they have that program, or we have that program available right now.
I know. I wish they would have had it when I started.
I'm jealous.
I know that I would have got it. Okay.
Yeah. With Cabby, you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You have Amy and I, we work together with our teams. And so you have access to both of us, or whoever your team leader is. They will take you arm in arm and walk with you and help coach you through this business, because we realize that it's different and there's all kinds of new things to learn. And so we want to be your partner. Like our hostesses are our business partners, we will come and be your partner as our team member as well. Cabby has some fantastic tools that we've already mentioned, but personal website, and we have Clio Go, which is a mobile app that I love to use. It makes order entry so easy, but also Cabby Tap. I think as a new stylist, you want to embrace all the technology that we have available from the beginning, because it simplifies your life. Wouldn't you agree, Amy?
Oh my gosh. The days of working all night and then coming home with paper orders to have to fill out are long gone. The clients do the work for you. If you have been to a Cabby fashion experience, you already know what we're talking about, because I have not been using paper order forms for years. And so, yes, it feels like a lot, but we will break it down. We will help you bite the elephant one bite at a time. But the minute you embrace everything at your fingertips, you will be able to decide which nuggets you want. And I highly suggest Cabby Tap is a non-negotiable in my book. So
I agree 100%. So beyond that, we also have Cabby Front Row, which is the virtual styling platform that we had talked about. You are on the front row of a fashion show. You get the full experience, can do favorites and everything as they go along. So at the end of that front row experience, all of your clients that are on there, or the guests that are on there, have been able to put their favorites into their virtual closet. You can go walk through, help them with their selections. It's so wonderful.
yep.
And our digital and printed marketing materials, I cannot believe the email accessibility that we have anymore. Cabby sets us up with email templates. They have everything laid out for us. Beautiful, beautiful images to use on social media and anything that we are doing. It's just, it blows my mind, Amy, doesn't it you?
Honestly, you know what it does? And I was just going to say, you and I have both ran other businesses, our own businesses. And to start up a website, for example, is minimum of $5,000. Then you have to do all your own marketing, whether that's through MailChimp or anything else. You have to create all of these things. And there's so many women I know that would love to have a little boutique or would love to do this. And then they have all of that expense sitting and riding on their shoulders. And what we're doing is creating an entire boutique that is already set. All of the little gimmicks have been worked out. We have this incredible, incredible designer boutique line right at your fingertips. We're giving you a way to recoup your money. We're providing all the marketing. And whether you bought physical invitations or not, like Rebecca just said, the email marketing and all of the texting that they provide, the photography, there's nothing else like it. Nothing. I have never seen another online direct sales company that has the technology at their fingertips that we have.
And it just continues to get better. We have coming very soon direct to consumer email marketing. And so those are emails that Cabby will send out for you to your clients. We are doing everything that we can to make this business as simple as possible for you and the least time consuming. It's incredible.
Well, and I think the one thing that really sets that apart too, Rebecca, and I don't know how you feel about it, but all the founders still have boots on the ground. They still do shows. They have never lost connection with our audience and who we are. And they have never thought about, oh, let's put money into online sales. They know that the heart of Cabby, which is funny because that's actually what they say, but I didn't think of it that way. But the heartbeat of Cabby is the relational side. It is that connection, that one-on-one with our clients. So everything that we've talked about tonight, they've talked about how will this work with a stylist and her client? Is she still going to be able to have that relationship? There is not one thing that they've created that they think they can take over for us and leave us out. Not one thing. And that to me, almost 20 years into this business, Cabby is 20 years old if you didn't know that. They've never lost sight of, we are the heart of Cabby. You are the heart of Cabby. And that is why, while all these other retailers are closing doors and going belly up because of too much inventory, Cabby is still strong.
Yeah. And hostess benefits and gifts with purchases are another thing that Cabby does for us. Those are the hostess benefits when our hostess that's partnered with us to have an incredible show receives those half price items. While we do not make commission on those, they also don't cost us anything. Cabby is gifting those to the hostess in appreciation.
Well, and I think that's what's so neat about it is even that part of it was an idea of, let me help the stylist build a business with a partner. So your hostesses truly become your business partner because they're going to recruit people and create a network of women that you've never had before and build this amazing network of women that you get to meet and build your own relationship with. And Cabby says, okay, if you'll do this much work, if you will invite these women into your home, we're going to reward you for doing that. So you get these items not only at 50% off, but they also earn some money taken off of it on top of that. So I have hostesses, and I know Rebecca does, that have been working with me since 2006. And there's no other business that values women that support our businesses like Cabby.
Absolutely. So we kind of touched on some of the tools to help grow our business as we've been coming through here, but our big training event that happens twice a year in advance of us receiving our new collection is what we call the scoop. And we have those dates and the locations for the next several years available. So if that's something that you want to check your calendar on, perfectly fine. But we do know those years in advance. They are mandatory training. So if you want to be a stylist, you do have to do the training, which I personally love. Again, coming from other direct sales backgrounds where you can just kind of do willy-nilly. I feel like these trainings, they preserve the culture of our company that we've been talking about. They really prepare us for what's coming because we just get a couple days of really, really intense meat and potatoes training on what's happening in the fashion world, the temperature of our business climate, and in-depth training on the individual items.
Well, and that's probably why we have the retention rate of over 86%, because women cannot just buy into this business for a discount. If all they want is a discount, they need to be a hostess. They need to host a show versus try to sell the clothes, because nobody buys into this business for the discount. We buy in because we want to work and we want to make some money and contribute to our families.
Yeah, definitely. So we do have a virtual training platform as well. We have Cabby U, which was available to us even before the pandemic. Now with the pandemic, we have been utilizing an incredible virtual training platform that I am just astounded by how connected I still feel with my sister stylists, even though we're not in the same convention hall. How about you?
Well, I was going to say, you talked about all the e-blasts and marketing that we have at our fingertips, but the training I think is very understated in this company. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say you go to a show, you went to virtual training or you went to the scoop, and there was so much information, you got a little overwhelmed at your show, and a woman that didn't fit into a jacket wanted to buy the jacket, and you kind of hit panic and you just worked it out. You can come home and you can get on your virtual training and you can find a video that teaches you exactly, it's called Fit Matters. You can find out exactly how to fit that woman. The training is done by professionals in the industry, women that have done this for years upon years upon years. And they do so many trainings that are even beyond what we learn at the scoop. So, I mean, if we really had to invest in everything that they provide, 2,500 would feel minimal.
We're really, so I have likened this often to investing in a business franchise. And I feel like that is more of a correct picture of what we have. Everything is really laid out for us to be successful. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's right here ready for us. And we are investing in a beloved name. Our company is known and loved, and yet we only have 3,500 stylists throughout the US, Canada, and UK. And so the world is our oyster. There's so much territory available and so many women that have never heard of us that need to. It just makes me sad sometimes to think about.
I know. Well, and I love that you brought that point up, because most direct selling companies have tens of thousands of who they call consultants. But Cabby has an opportunity, the way they check our demographics, the way they really want to set you up for success. And so, yes, in Utah, I think there may be 17 stylists is all. And Utah is a large state. Yes, it's rural. But if I can make it work where I live with not one neighbor, you know, it does. Rebecca and I both have to travel with our business, but we don't have boundaries. And so, especially now with the virtual, if you know somebody in New York and you live in New Mexico, you can have a show with that person. So yeah, and I like to call it a franchise as well. I really feel that it gives it a little more value to what it is we do.
Right. Right. So just a quick recap on our company. 12 women did found our company. 4 women by women. That's always been kind of what we've talked about. We have a design team of 4 women, which I always like to point out. They know a woman's body, which is why we love the clothes so much. We were founded in 2001. We're in 3 countries, so the US, Canada, and the UK, 46 states in the US. So I'm wondering what those other 4 states are.
Oh, I wondered that too.
Yeah. 50% of our stylists work a part-time job alongside Cabby or a full-time job. And so if you're looking at this and going, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing, but I work full-time, how would I fit it in? That's a thing that we coach you on. We are masters at helping you just really figure it out and maximize your schedule.
And I don't know about you, Rebecca, but I feel like the busier you are, the better you'll do at this business because you already know how to manage your calendar and manage your time. And I often find that when I don't have a lot to do, I'm not that productive. So it kind of, you know, we all have the same 24 hours. We just have to be able to block our calendar out.
Yeah. And like Amy said, over 86% of our stylists come back season after season. And we do want to talk about our foundation. I was thinking we had a video. Let me click this and see.
We do.
The Heart of Cabby Foundation is near and dear to both of our hearts. And I am wearing our Heart of Cabby Foundation top for this season. Here we go. I want to play this video for you to just really, it's going to tell you way better than I can put into words what Cabby is. We are Cabby is.
Did you shut your sound off? That video gives me chills every time we watch it.
Every single time. It's just.
Can you see me on the screen, Rebecca?
Uh-huh.
I have mine right here. So just to show women, when you start your own business, you actually, as the video said, get to start a small business loan for another woman entrepreneur. And then you actually get a personal buyout. So my beautiful Juanita is from the Philippines. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful program.
It really is. And if you have a heart for education, like I know many of us do, our Make a Change program, all of the change that comes from that is put right into educating the kids of the women that we're providing these loans for. So we've seen such an incredible change by allowing these women the opportunity to have their own business. And the next stumbling block that we were noticing was that, okay, then we've got to help them get their kids educated. And so that's why, has it been 2 or 3 seasons that we just earmarked those Make a Change dollars to go directly towards?
I believe we're going into our 3rd.
Okay, yeah.
So,
so 3,300 kids, I think, as of last season. And I don't know, anyway, it's profound, the change that we're making. And one of the gentlemen that we work with at Opportunity International, he comes and speaks to us usually during our training. And something he said just really, really hit me. He said that in our lifetime, we can eradicate hunger. And we're on the way to making that happen.
well, and they also did mention this time that COVID has really affected the third world. We know that anytime there is an economic fall, it is the people that need it the most that get hurt the worst. And so our contributions, because Cabby has continued to do well even through COVID, is making even more of a difference than they ever thought it was. They've been able to keep these kids in school. And how incredible is that? The other thing, if I might point this out really quick, Cabby does not keep a penny of the Make a Change program. It doesn't go to our CEOs. It doesn't go to anything. We donate 100% of that. And because we're not paying for marketing, it's all done word of mouth through stylists. It does that $4 million in the 5 years is a very attainable goal. And so it's something that we all as stylists try to do our best to make 100% donations through, our clients. So
yeah, for sure. Well, if you are still with us, we are glad. And you may be saying, okay, this all sounds fantastic. How do I get started? Or you may have extra questions. If you have more questions that we've not addressed, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to answer those. If through this process you've thought, I'm not sure if this is really right for me, but you know what? My sister or my cousin or my friend, this is exactly what she's been praying for. Please, we love referrals. We're just here to serve you. So we're going to kind of run down quick how to get started. You will see on the screen, we're still under that same Become a Stylist tab that we've been cruising through this whole time, but you can see right here at Apply Now. If you're ready, you can click the button. There's an online application there. We do want to show you your inventory options because you do have options. When Amy and we're feeling old right now because we keep saying, way back when.
I know we walked uphill both ways in 6 feet of snow to get to school.
Exactly.
You are aging us.
You do have 2 options with your seasonal inventory. And again, this is going to be something personal for you. So I would say do visit with your stylist and have a plan for that and know what's going to work best for you. I really feel like if it's at all possible, you want to do the full collection, but we do have an opportunity to do what we call an introductory collection. And that has a lower price of entry. So you're looking at $1,250. You've got approximately $5,000 worth of clothes, and you have some pieces from each of the groups within the collection that you can show. So It's a very viable way to start. But if you're like me and you want all the stuff, then you definitely want to go with the full collection. And that is $2,500, like we'd said before. And there is tax and shipping on top of that. So I would around 2,800 is what I would put that at.
The other thing that we didn't mention is when you do become a stylist, Cabby will help you get started. Maybe there's certain things you want that are not in your size. They will start you out with a few discounted items. In fact, just to get started, they give you 3 pieces of the spring collection. I believe it's at 65% off so that you can get a show ready outfit at a really good price. And then they also give you 10 additional items. You can host your own show as well to earn some additional items at 50% off. So there's so many ways to make even half, at that lower number, half the collection work for you. And again, it's strategy. It's something that Rebecca and I can walk you through. And one point when she talked about a referral, we mentioned that this isn't a business for everybody, and it's not, and we know that. We both, and I don't want to speak for Rebecca, but I know her heart. Neither one of us would push somebody to do this business if it didn't feel right. So please don't be afraid to send that referral our way. We're definitely going to have conversations with them, more than one, to make sure that this is right. If they just have their heart pounding and they want to dive in, that's okay too. But we put a lot of time and effort into training, and we just want to make sure that they're set up successfully, whether it's you or someone you know. So please don't feel like this is something where they would get hounded, because it is not. We truly want somebody who wants to do this. And I was a hostess for 3 seasons before I started. Rebecca was a hostess for years before she got started. And so we both understand that sometimes it's timing and sometimes it's not. And, maybe you're somebody that looked into this a year ago and timing feels right now. So we will help you decide that, and we will help you determine that. And if there's anything that doesn't feel right, we'll talk about that. And if it's something that we can resolve easily and make it work for you, we will. But I know I've been very honest with someone before, and I've actually said, I would love to have you do Cabby, but I feel like maybe you should kind of wait and let's revisit it in 6 months. So the great thing is we're not going to push you, but we do want you to know this is your business to run. And when you get going, we're going to push you the right way, but we're also going to let you run it yourself. So
the other point I want to make sure that you understand, because we are different from other companies in this aspect as well, is once you hit that online application button and you submit your application, that does not mean that you're automatically a stylist. There is a process that happens behind the scenes. Cabby is very invested in making sure that you have a successful, viable business. And so they're going to check the demographics in your area. They will be contacting us, and we have an entire questionnaire that we answer on our end on your behalf as well. And so there's a big process that happens. It's not an overnight, oh, now I'm a stylist type thing. And once, sometimes you are approved, sometimes you are not approved due to maybe the demographics in your area. There may be stylists that are already serving your area well, and we don't ever want to tread on current existing stylists. And so you could be waitlisted, or they may just say, I'm sorry, we're not able to accept your application at this time. So know from the outset that just because you hit the magic button doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, what did I do? I'm a stylist. There is a process that happens, and there are some systems in place that even a few days down the road, that if you're like, oh, I don't know, then it's fine. We can deal with it. There's a 10-day waiting period. And so
I know in Utah, and this is what tells you that Cabby is different than most of them, by law, it's a 15-day waiting period.
wow, okay.
So Yeah.
Yeah, so we are here for you and for your success. We're not here to just add numbers to the board.
And that's why Rebecca and I have chosen to call it a leadership bonus when we start making a little commission off of your sales. Because if you're not doing well, that tells Cabby we're not doing our jobs as your leader. And so we won't make any money. It really is no different than a manager getting a little bit of a bonus by running his team well. And that's what it is for us.
So at this point, you have several options. You can click the button, apply to be a stylist. You could definitely reach out to us. We would love to hear from you, whether it's something you're interested in or not, and just let us know what resonated with you on this video. You can also choose to do a Leading Fashion Forward webinar to learn a little bit more information. We've got another couple stylists coming at you here next month that are going to share their story. And so I love to hear from different stylists. I'm always amazed by how many different backgrounds we have, and just all of the professional women that are involved in our company is just really remarkable as well.
The one other benefit I think that Rebecca and I offer is she is from the Hunter organization and I am from the Sid Ryan organization, which just means two different founders are our mentors. And so we really get to bring both of the best worlds together and bounce ideas off of each other. And I think if you're watching this on the recording, we're going to go ahead and drop our direct websites in the link so that you can just click that and go. You can see that Rebecca's is styled by r.cabbyonline.com. Mine is amyw.cabbyonline.com. And that's very important. If you don't go to our direct website, you will be assigned to a random stylist. So we just want to make sure that you're aware of that so that, you know, we definitely want to work with you. We know we'll train you well. And so unless you've spoken with another stylist, please click on our direct link or go to our direct website. One thing we didn't cover that I want to talk about really quick is social media. And that's one other aspect of a way that you can sell Cabby. But I look at it instead of sales, I look at it as a way to connect. So for me, and the things that Rebecca and I are doing, it's really, we meet these women and then it's an olive branch to our business. So it's not something that's mandatory for you to start out with. It can feel overwhelming and daunting. So start with the basics. If you start to feel like, okay, I've got the hang of this part and you really want to stay connected with your clients, that's another aspect that we will bring into the mix for you. And we can talk about that later, but I just wanted to mention it because it may be a question that you've been thinking about. It is not mandatory. It is an olive branch that I offer to my clients. Rebecca offers it to hers. And really my focus is on my private group. I will post a little bit on Instagram and Facebook, but I really like to build a relationship. And I feel like I can only do that when it's a smaller group of people that I truly know. So that's just one other thing that I wanted to mention. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up, Rebecca?
No, I think we covered it. If you're feeling in your heart that, wow, I think I need to look in this more, please do. Don't just sit and think, oh, I don't know. Let's get to the bottom of it and figure out, is it something that will work or not? Because I don't want things to be ping-ponging around in your brain, making you crazy. Let's just figure it out.
Brain dump those questions, write them down on paper. If you need to watch this back, you can change the playback speed. You can watch it quicker, but brain dump those questions, jot them down on paper, bring them to us, talk to your husband, talk to your partner, whoever that might be, and we will definitely find the answer if we don't know it and help you resolve that, because that way you're not going to have regrets if you don't become a stylist. And if you do become a stylist, you're going to feel sure and at peace with your decision. So I think that's something that we both want for you very much.
Yes. And remember, we are here the first and second Wednesday of every month. The first Wednesday, you get to hear from different stylists. It's a very casual interview type style. They just share about who they are and what they appreciate about the business. So it gives you a little bit of a backstory on who we are as stylists. And then the second Wednesday of every month, we take this deep dive into how we actually make money.
So I think we're going to wrap it up. I would encourage you to go back and watch some of those stylist stories. Last week we had Missy, and she was a nurse practitioner before she decided to do this. So everyone and anyone is welcome. But we're going to wrap it up. So we will be back on February 3rd and February 10th with our story conversation on February 3rd, and then a deeper dive on February 10th. So please reach out to us. We will definitely leave our websites in the comments below, so you can go ahead and click that direct link if you need to. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time with us this evening. Have a great night.